Well, hello there. This is Kathy Crow, and this is the Crow Cottage, all snowy, all covered with snow today. And, oh, what did I just do? I hit something, and I don't know what I did. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what I just did. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I think I just shared my video with somebody I don't even know. Sorry, whoever you are. Okay, Facebook, you just are so totally confusing. It was share. It said share. I shared it, but I... We are going to do Hydrangea Haven today. I'm sorry I'm coming in late, too. Let me go grab my video. I see it coming up here right on the side. I'm just kind of all discombobulated, but it's okay. It's typical. I always am. And don't know if anybody's going to join me today because this isn't my regular time, although it's in the middle of my regular time. But today I want to do this stamp set. This is a really cool one. I've enjoyed playing with it a great deal. It has some nice little dies with it and all. I'm going to use it with several different things, so we'll have fun with it. And just want to make sure everybody remembers that it is Celebrate. Hi, Trudy. It's nice to see you. Oh, Jewel, it's nice to see you too this morning. Sorry I'm coming in late. I was busy with stuff, so today is not a day. Jeff is at school, but it wasn't actually a school day. It's a start of a new semester tomorrow, so he is really busy today. But I thought he might be home, and it's nice to see you too, Marty. Hey, I see some people now that I have my glasses on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll chat as we go. I'm hoping that my my camera will work here. It's pretty bright out because of our snow. We got a whole bunch of snow. Can you believe it? It has been so nice, and I thought maybe I was all done with snow for the year. And then last night it started, and it kept going today, and oh man, I don't like snow. Oh, thank you, Marty, for sharing. You, Trudy, also, and probably Jewel, you did too. Thank you so much. See you later, Marty. I see you have to go. Thank you for sharing. I do really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to do the drawing. Let me do it. I'll just do it really quick. And here's my little basket. Okay, you'll get to peek in there when I do it. All right, so we will do the drawing. I did forget all about it. Let's see who wins today. And Freddie won today. Nice job, Freddie. You're not on with us right now, but I'm sure you'll peek in later at some point in time. So congratulations. You get to win the drawing today. Anyhow, so today what I am going to do is I'm going to just play with Hydrangea Heaven. And it's actually pronounced hydrangea, but I learned to say hydrangea. So, oh, look at this, guys. You got to see this. I'm going to move my camera up. Can you see my squirrel out there? Do you see him on the feeder? Let me turn it so you can... Oh, my camera's just out of reach. I don't know if you can... He's just on the other side of that. Oh no, now I turned my camera around. I've got to stop playing, I guess, but I want you to see if you can see him. He's right out my window. Hanging on my... Okay, now maybe you can see him. He's like over right there. Do you see him playing around in the... That's a Berberis. It's so prickly and thorny and all. And the squirrel, I put a feeder on that for the birds. That's one that he can't get to as well because it doesn't really have a lot of good props. And he's figured it out, and he's up there munching away. I'm sorry, that was quite a distraction, I know, and now I've got to try to set this all again, and I hope you're probably just closing your eyes. Okay, we're back. All right, here we go. So I'm going to play with it. I don't really even know what I'm doing other than the fact that I wanted to use our Hydrangea Hill DSP because it's beautiful. And Marty, you do love this set. Good. I do too, partly because it's... You know, it's pink and purple. Jewel and I were talking earlier about loving purple, and she said she liked a lot of the orchid and you know, even like lilac and colors. It isn't it. This paper just has all of those. It's wonderful. I really like it. Let's look here. All the patterns and this. Oh,
I've been using it quite a bit just because it's got Seaside spray with it. Oh, I am just so thrilled. You can use balmy blue and navy. It all goes with it. And this sheet, what a wonderful one to do with scrapbooking, right? But I am going to use this with a bag. And that pink, I love it. So I bought another set of this because I very quickly went through it. It's one of the DSPs that I would use like a lot. So anyway, I thought, well, today what I'm going to do is just show you a fun little book, the thing to hold your cards. So let me just go over the dimensions with you really quick in case you want to do it yourself. I cut this with my cutting machine, but how it comes is in two parts. So basically you are cutting, one sheet is 5 3/4 this way, and it's 7 5/8, 7 5/8 this way. And they're done exactly the same, okay? And so let's see, let's write these things down so that you know, you can see what I'm talking about. Let me grab a scrap of paper here. So you're going to do two pieces, and what did I just say? Let me do it again. So you're going to cut 5 and, okay, so 2, you're going to do a top, this is the inside of the book. It's basically just a little book. So I cut this like this, and then this is going to go inside, and we're going to make a little box, and that's the lid that comes down on the box. So let's say inside box. We'll give you the dimensions for that first. So 5 3/4 inches by 7 5/8 of an inch. Cut 2, and then you'll score the long side. Let's see what you do with the long side. Score the long side at, oh, I keep messing with my ruler and changing the direction. So we're scoring it at 3/4 of an inch. Oops, 3/4 of an inch. And 7 inches. Okay, and then you score the short side. Okay, we're going to score the short side at, again, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then, I better measure it on this one because I've already glued 2 of them together here. And 5 inches. Okay, and so that's your box. There's a top and a bottom. And then you're just going to glue the one side to another. You know, I just glued these 2 sides together. And then these edges, I left the front edge on, which is here. And then I actually I scored it just a little tiny bit skinnier so it can overlap. And then these are the these sides I just trimmed off. So trim the sides of your top of the top. Okay. And glue together. All right. Oh, let's do the dimensions for the book cover. So the book cover is from our, again, just using our Hydrangea Hill. And the book cover is 9 7/8. Boy, I hate it when they do these weird dimensions. 9 7/8. I think I would just cut it at 10 inches and then adjust, okay? That's what I would do, but 9 by, and again, we're like right at the 16th, so we'll say 7. It was actually 6 and 15/16. So we'll go with, yes, Jewel, I am. I'm going to put these, I'll take a little picture of it and stick it. I'll probably do it on the little blog on the web page next week. Or, you know, I'll get it on there though. If you're taking my newsletter and you're looking at my website, you'll see it eventually. I'm just doing this because, you know, for me, I don't check things like that. So if it were me watching this, I would just be scratching those down and not wanting to mess with trying to find it on somebody's blog. All right, and then we're gonna score the long side at 4 inches. It looked like it was at 4 inches. How handy. No, it's not. It's at 4.5 inches. And, oh, this is a trickier one. 4 inches, 4.5 and 5, and that looks like 3/8. Let me see here. Get it on the white part so I can actually see the lines. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 5 3/8 of an inch. All right, so that's the book cover. Yeah, this is kind of a fun little thing. You're at work right now. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I have the luxury of not having to do that, but then I never, yeah, anyway, sometimes it doesn't matter because I'm doing this. So with all of our snow, it looks like it's finally warmed up enough and it's going. I put some tear and tape ladies on the edges so that I could quickly do this, so you wouldn't have to be watching me struggling too much, although glue actually is really fast, so we'll see. If this doesn't go quick as far as getting all these little tabs off, I'll just get out not my fast fuse, but whatever it is that we are calling our fast fuse. I'll just get that out and get that going. Sometimes I have so much trouble just getting the tabs off of these papers. All right, so now that I did glue that back together, then I can just stick together my box. Now, one thing about our tear and tape, it is really strong, but you do want to hold it and really rub it on, because I notice if I just kind of do a haphazard stick, it doesn't adhere good enough. But if you really rub it on, it actually holds quite well, much better than I thought it could. You do want to press, I think it's the heat of your hands too, kind of warming that up and just really making it stick good. Now this is going to be a little box that's just going to hold cards, so it doesn't have to be so super, you know, heavy duty, but the DSP all on its own wasn't going to do it. I was going to just make it all from DSP, and then after I cut the cover, I realized, yeah, that's just too flimsy because it's a lightweight cardstock. So we'll just use some regular. This is rich raspberry that I picked to go with it because it happened to be I happen to have a 12 by 12 piece of rich raspberry. When I'm doing my cutting machine, I can use 8 by 11, but I kind of have to adjust things. And once you get to the point of having to adjust numbers, it sometimes can mess with the design. So I thought, let's just find some paper that'll coordinate. So because there's so many colors in this, the rich raspberry is actually going to go. It really is kind of cutting it close. I think if you wanted to match it really well, you might want to go with Seaside Spray or Highland Heather maybe. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking this. It looks not bad. So celebration is going on, and I hope we're all busy working it. Right? We're working it. For $125 or for $99, you get $125 worth of products, plus you get some free paper. And I saw somebody said that all of our free paper was up. It was like a $56 value. That's pretty good. It is a lot of paper. I've been using it. All right, now once you get your little box made and you've got your cover all cut out and scored and folded, you burnish those lines. I am going to stick the backing on here with some glue, just so that it can wiggle about. If I try using my tape on that, you know, I'm gonna have trouble. So I'm gonna stick this on first so I can wiggle it a bit. Get it right in the middle where I want it. And then I'll stick the cover on. Now it doesn't matter which side, they're exactly the same. So I'll close the book up here and we'll line it up. And we'll get this right in the middle where the fold is. Fold it up. Oops. Okay, you can do it. There we go, like that. Now before I close it though, I want to make sure it's where I want it. All right. Don't get the tape on there yet. I want to make sure that backing is really attached well to the, well, I got my tape on there, so now I'm committed. All right, so we'll get our glue glued. It's a little off. I mean, it's a little closer to that edge than this edge, but for me, that's probably pretty good. Maybe I should have done it by putting the front cover on and doing that. I don't know. But now I've got it done there, but I do need to attach the bottom, right? But I will just use my glue. Now that it's easier to work with, it's not so hard to do. If I was better at using my tape, I would use the tape, but glue is going to work just fine for me. So we'll glue that down, and there's my little box. Now these are going to be little tiny cards going in here. Do I ever make cards this size? Not often. So this is going to be, this is not quite 6 inches, so I wouldn't want more than a 5.5. This is not 4 1/4. This is 4 inches. So you would want to put A2, the A2 size cards, which is, you know, going to be more like a 3 1/4 by 5 inch card. Littler ones. All right. Let's close that up. I didn't really burnish that inside. I should have. Okay, very good. Now, I think for me, what I would want to do, I have got some little Velcro attachments. Where are you, Velcro? I also have little magnet attachments, and those would probably work too, but they're not all that attractive, but they will work. Just to, you could just do one, maybe, one magnet, just to get it to stay closed. You could do a ribbon, but because there's an edge here, it's just not really going to work out as good. You can have it go in or over, but I folded mine just a slight bit over rather than in. So let's make sure my magnet's catching. These are super weak magnets. I got them at Amazon and I'm not really happy with them. They're so weak. They almost fall apart. Look at that. Very weak, but we're going to use it anyway. Celebration also has those little cute Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick stamps out, and if you haven't got the dies yet, you might want to. The dies are going to be available for the public, I think, in February, and they are so cute. They are going to sell, I'm predicting they're going to sell out quickly, so I think usually celebration things are just available during celebration, so I'd be getting that die set if I were you. But you can only do that if you are a demonstrator. Demonstrators get to order stuff early. So if you are not a demonstrator yet, give me a call and I'll show you how to do it. Actually, I guess you can't call, but you could message me. All right, so there we go. Now I've got my little magnet on there. It's kind of sticking out a little bit, but that's okay. Now, look at that. It's not even attaching. Magnet? Yeesh. You're so lame. There we go. Now it is. Whew. All right, so there's my little magnet. I think the Velcro would work better. I'll probably rip it off later and attach the Velcro instead. So now I've got my little box that I can do. Let's cut some white. I've got some basic white. I went ahead and bought the basic white. It took me a while to get it because I just bought some Whisper White, so I really didn't need any. And then all of a sudden I realized, wow, you're almost out of white cardstock. Yeah, I was using my shimmer white. Remember the shimmer stuff we had, which I didn't really want to be using. Let's do 5 1/4. Find that line instead of 5 1/2. I'll tuck that up here, and we will go with 3 3/4. This is going to show me how big my card's going to be. So I'm not used to stamping on such a small area. But I just want to show you how cute this set is. It's really sweet. Now this part you want to use your memento, and it's just fun. It's super fun to use. Being photopolymer, you can see right through it. All right, well, it's pretty big blossom. All right, look at that, so cute. You know, you can take your pen and color it all. I did do that on some of the cards that I did because I've tried out the big blob that you can do, and it's nice. It actually does really nice, but I'm just kind of a perfectionist on things, so I prefer to just color it. But for just getting done today, I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. Now, I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to use our smoosh method, okay? I haven't done this on camera yet, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to do the smoosh method. So let me put this stamp away. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. And try to get you where you belong. We're going to do some ink right on this block. We'll see how it works out. Because I want to use that base is rich razzleberry. So I want to have some rich razzleberry. And I want to have some Highland Heather. And I don't want those to mix on my ink. I want them to mix here, but not here. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to stick some of this on here first. Okay, that's pretty juicy. And then I am going to take a brayer, right? This is a different way of doing this is called the wrong way of doing your smoosh method. Don't watch me. Don't watch what I'm doing. We'll see how it works. This is not a super juicy pad. If it was, I wouldn't be rubbing this much on. I'm thinking, you know what? This is such a dark color and I have so much of it on there. I might have to just go ahead and grab out my gorgeous grape, because I'm not sure if my Highland Heather is going to be able to compete with that at all. Since it's such a close color, I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to go like this. We're going to kind of combine here with my brayer. I wonder what we're going to get. I have no idea. And now we'll try to ink that up. I'm not seeing ink right here. So let's grab that brayer. Try to get it all inked up. I'm suspecting I'm not going to get what I think I'm going to get here. I think I'm just mixing my inks up a lot and not really get. Let's test it before I actually. I'm skeptical about what this is going to. I think it's just going to be a weird purpley color. Yeah, it was. It was just a weird purpley color. I didn't like that at all. Because it's just not quite getting the center either. Yeah, not liking that. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's just use the stamp off method and do what we would normally do. So let me clean this. I could get out I do probably have inks that I could do a proper smoosh method with, but I don't want to bother because I'd have to go hunt for it. I'm kind of in a rush today because I got started so late. All right, so we're going to just stamp off and see what happens. So here's our rich raspberry. Let's see how that looks. That's going to be dark. That's better. For some reason, it's just not adhering here. I need my foam to get a better surface going here. So let's try that again and see how it goes now. There we go. Now we're getting that center. And that's the color we're going to actually be going for. Let's see how it compares. I kind of like that purple. That's not bad. Let's look at my box color and compare. Okay, so this is our mixture, and that's raspberry. Not bad either way, and it's easier to just go with it not being mixed. Let me get rid of my messy block and close up some of my ink pads here that I'm not using right now. Where's that gorgeous grape? That one. It says amethyst, okay. Didn't know it was amethyst in some language. What language is that? All right. So we're going to do this again, but I still do need to stamp off because I want the third generation. That's going to be way too dark otherwise. I do want some purple in this. So we're going to go ahead and do rich raspberry. We're going to stamp off 2 times. 1. Oops, I need to do it on the foam. I keep forgetting. 2. And we'll get a third generation going. Now to place it, you can mark your stamps, I suppose, so that you don't have to do this hunt and peck method. This is, where is that little, there's a little jutting out spot. I don't really know where it is. All right, there's one. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, I could take my purple and I could do another purple thing on there, but it would just sort of cover all of that rich raspberry color, and I don't want to do that. So I think instead, I'll just take my pen, grab it, our Highland Heather blending pen, the dark one. I'll leave you out because I'll probably use you. I did go out of my outline quite a bit. It's kind of the way these are, you know, those artsy things. They're just designed to kind of be a hit and a miss, which I don't mind for the flower so much, but I'm not so fond of it for the leaves. I kind of like it to be a little more precise in the leaves. All right, so this is just going to add just a little bit more color and variation so your flowers look not just one staticky color. You can leave it that way, but I don't know. I have a hard time just leaving it. Then let's do a little bit of pink. What have we got? We've got some light. Oh, this is Light to Lovely lipstick. That'll be nice. Just a little bit. You can do the centers of the flowers. I don't know about you, but I love hydrangeas with centers that are slightly different. But for me, I like them when they have white in the center. Don't you? If you want white, you can take your number 10 gel pen, number 10, and you can just put a little bit of white around those eyes. Okay, you can do that. That'll give you a little bit of white. I'm actually not going to do that. but just showing you that you can. You can try to leave them white too. But we do want to, I am going to just color, I think, those. Let's look here. I think there is a leaf. There is a leaf. Oh, let's just do it. I told you we were going to play. I just wanted to play, so we're going to just see how it goes. Clean that. Oh, I'm not sure if I got it cleaned. These, you know, this is what happens. You can use your Stampin' Mist, and with the Stampin' Mist, I still don't think it's not going to come, you know, super clean. Once you have colored with this kind of ink, this reddish ink, you've just pretty much got a red photopolymer. So don't worry about it. If it's not transferring color to anything, you know, then it's fine. It's fine. So just don't worry about it. I'm like a super clean freak, and even I don't worry about this. So I think most people are going to be fine with it. It would be nice to have a nice white one, but now that I've used that rich raspberry, it will never be white again, ever. Does that bug you? When you ruin your stamps like that, does that feel like you're ruining it? I hope not, because you're really not. And the only thing I do probably need to do is clean this block before that dries. I should probably do that. Might even have to get some cleaner on that, because I really got my hand good on it. That was a lot of ink. It did a good job. Now, if you do, you can mix them, you know, you can mix your inks. You can get those little re-inkers. The other thing that you can buy, which is pretty handy, if you want to play with the inks more, you get a pack of 5 of these little Stampin' Spots. They're not inked. You can put your ink, and we could make our own special gorgeous grape rich raspberry mixture that would turn out a lot like that. So you can do it if you want to. Or you can just not do it and mix it up on a block and make a big mess. All right, so now let's look at our paper. This is going to go on the cover. So, I don't really want any green in it because there's no green in that. Let's do our Seaside Spray. And we're going to do the stamp off method again, because we want this to be very light. There's 1, 2, and we'll get a third one here. Okay, little Seaside Spray. Very nice. Not green, Seaside Spray. All right, now I'm going to cut that out, so let me remove some of my things so we have some space here. We've got a die that we can use to cut that out, and I wouldn't have had to cut it out if I hadn't smudged my hand on there, but my hand is such a big mess that it's smudged, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Maybe I'll just do it on the side here real quick, and then I don't have to take the time to drag it all over. You can just trust me that I'm doing that. Just cutting it out. All right, I didn't trim it as nicely as I probably could have. It looks like I've got a little bit of a white edge there, and my stem's just barely off. We're gonna leave it. All right, so now there's my little hydrangea. I do want a nice label, because you can't even see it, can you? Because it's just sort of hanging there. So let me show you some of the labels that we have that are new ones in the new mini catalog that I'm really enjoying. Now there is this little teeny tiny one. That one's cute. And this little stitched oval, so cute. The leaves, cut out the leaves really nicely so you can do a layered leaf thing. It's really nice. Oh, let me get my block. Did I clean it? I'm not sure if I did. It felt sticky. All right. Now it's sort of clean. I'm going to have to clean out that Simply Chamois. It's going to be covered with red, isn't it? The little tag is so cute with the "for you" or "with love." Very cute. That's what I'm going to do with this. All right, so we have, let me put my Stampin' Spritzer away. And let me grab my, let me attempt to do a bit of a cleanup. I'm afraid I'm just going to transfer everything to big, giant mess if I don't. There we go. Let's see if this will do anything at all with that. That rich raspberry, once you get it on yourself, I've done this before, and it really takes a whole day for it to disappear off of my skin unless I got my pumice stone and basically scraped the skin cells off. It's, I haven't tried turpentine or anything like that. Hi, Carol. How are you? I know. Well, Carol, I was late today. It isn't your fault. Today, normally I start at 1 o'clock, but today I had a phone call, and it was an important one, and it just kept going and going. So I was delayed getting to my card thing, but I did finally make it. All right, so now we have got in the new catalog, you're gonna love this, little dies called Stitched with Whimsy. It goes with the hot dog set, the cute little dachshund set, which is so stinking cute. I love the dachshunds. These labels don't actually cut out, but they do this really nice little stitched edge. Have you played with it yet? And if you haven't, well, you're going to love this. We're going to. So let me show you. Let me remove my items here so I can make a space to bring that cutting machine over so that you can see how it looks. Oops, I forgot my die. Let's get that back in there. Where did you go, stamp set? I had you right in my hand. Where did you go? Ah, there you are. In my window, I have one. Oh, did I move it? No, I moved it over here. I've got this die. I have no idea what it goes to. Let me show it to you. This one. Okay, if anybody knows what that goes to, tell me. It doesn't have a number on it. If a lot of our old dies had numbers on them, so you could find them. This one does. This has a number, so that's helpful. Then you can identify what set. But this one is such a small one, it does not have a number, and I have no idea. It fell out, you know, like this. It's loose, and it fell out, and no idea what set that is. Someday I'll get that set out, and I'll figure it out. Okay. So let me grab my machine out, and we'll take our scrap of white cardstock. The thing I love about the Stitched with Whimsy is that it has rectangles and some squares, but it has this big giant one. Now this giant one is going to be too big for us to be using in the card that I'm doing today. But I just want you to see how great it is. Where is my other, oh, there it is. My plate. All right. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So what you can do is take your cutter, just cut straight edge. You can cut around it. I'll play with it and you'll get to see it. but we'll do a label that I'm going to actually use on this. Okay, so let's see what size we want to do. I just love them. They're really cute. And then it's all, because they don't cut, it actually makes it a little easier to use the size label you want. Like this one's going to be just a little too big, I think. I don't want to cover too much of that paper. My hydrangea is going to go off of the label a bit. And so that's pretty good. I mean, but I think this is not bad, but I want it to be just a little shorter, not quite as big as this. So because this doesn't cut at all, it's much easier to alter the size. So let me do a little trimming so I can get this one off. And I'll show you what we can do with that in a minute. But I want this one to be just a little shorter. So we can run it through the whole way if we want, or just partial. But I think we'll just go ahead and run it through most of the way. And then I'm going to look and see, well, how big do I want it? I don't really want it that big, so we'll bring it down. We'll want to match up our lines a little bit. Now, they're not going to match up perfect. And if I'm concerned about messing that up, I can just turn it around and do this. That way, it's not going to mess up what I'm keeping. Okay, so maybe a little longer than that. How about there? So, just a little bit shorter. Not a lot shorter, but a little shorter than what I got. When I, if I just did the regular whole piece. Hi, Linda. It's nice to see you. Thank you for sharing. Make sure you share my videos so that you get entered in the drawing. And Carol, you'll need to write shared if you do that. If you share it, just write in a comment shared, and then that way I'll put your name in my drawing for next week, when I do the drawing next week, and we'll see who wins. And you collect all the little things I give you when you win, and you can get free things that way. It's fun for me, fun for you, and it's very reasonable advertising dollars for me. Very reasonable. Much different than some of the other ways you can do advertising. All right, so we're going to get this out of the way. Again, that's our Stitched with Whimsy. Now, there's another die set that I use a lot, and that's our Stitched So Sweet. And it has the lovely scallops and stitching. Now, this is not going to fit this. I could make it fit, but it has stitching, so I don't really need to. And I have scissors that sort of does this job. So I will just use my scissors. But you can, monkey around with it and make that work if you want to. These actually are really cute, though. Little stitched labels. If I wasn't going to use this piece, I could use that to show you. Let me grab a piece over here. I think I've got a scrap of white over here somewhere. There we go. There's one. Let me show it to you really quick, because I'll probably use it on the next card. I do need to at least make one card to go in our cute little card box. And the Stitched So Sweetly has this. This is like the perfect size. It's the largest, so there are smaller ones. Oops. Like that one's really good too. Maybe I'll do that one. But because they're nesting, you can do your coordinating color as a mat with it. So we'll do this one. Okay, and then look at that. I just love that. It's so cute. If I want to do this is the mat, then I'll just use the larger. This is, I think, Flirty Flamingo. And yeah, Flirty Flamingo, you might not work very well with my hydrangea set. Let's find a different one for you. Flirty Flamingo. No, I don't think so. Not quite. Not quite what I want. Let's grab a bit of where are you? Seaside Spray. I really like Seaside Spray as a background for this. Although our Rococo Rose looks really good too, and I happen to have a piece right here. So let's do this larger one. With our Rococo. No, Rococo, you're not going to really work either, though. Not with the colors I picked. I don't want Rococo. I do want Seaside Spray. I'm going to have to hunt for it here for a minute. It wasn't just appearing for me out of nowhere like I thought it might. I know I have you here somewhere. There you are, Seaside Spray. Ah, there we go. A little scrap. Perfect. All right. Oop. Help if I only have one plate. You can see I cut a butterfly with that. I've been playing with our fluttering and floating set as well. It's pretty fun. And I was thinking I would use it with this today. Who knows? I might. You never know. Yeah, these hydrangeas, hydrangea. I keep forgetting, but I grew up saying hydrangea, and I think it's actually hydrangea. How do you say it? It's like with the peonies. Some people say peonies, I think. Peonies. It's almost naughty sounding. And then there's clematis or clematis. Now, I just listened to a broadcast from a gardening blog, and they said it does not matter which way you say it. You can say it clematis, clematis. It doesn't matter. It dies anyway, was what they said. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's going to die anyway. All right, so you can take your clipper. A while ago, we had our cutting board. We had these little mini ones for our celebration. Ooh, that was fun. And you can do this. It's going to be, because it's not, I didn't put it in there perfectly. Oh, I've messed it up with my messy hands already. Look at that, would you? Come on, Kathy. I messed up. How did I manage that? Oh, well, we're going to have to live with it. Anyway, because it's not perfect, I didn't center it perfectly on there. I am going to use my fancy, they have all kinds of these fancy scissors down there. And then you can kind of do a less precise line. It doesn't have to be quite so straight. It'll look fine, even if it's not perfect. Okay, now that is kind of sloppy, but that's okay. We're going to just live with that anyhow, and that can go there. Now, if you don't like that and you want it to be nicer, you can use your nicely nested dies. The other thing is that you can, again, if you cut straight lines with your cutting board, it actually looks fine. These scissors come in all kinds of different configurations. I'm trying to find a more scallopy one. There's these rough-edged ones. Now, I'm not going to end up with that, so I don't want to, but that, looks pretty good with those. What else have we got? I know I have a scallop one that actually looks pretty good with this, but it wasn't the pointy scallop one I just used. It was slightly different. Can't find it. I'm having a hard time here. Not that. Where are you, scallop? Maybe it's you. I thought it was a smaller scallop. That one's a little bigger. This one you have to be more precise with, or it doesn't tend to work as well. But with this scallop, you can kind of go around the corner. Be careful. Okay, I'm not going to end up with that scallop. I am going to do a straight line on that, so I hate to cut any more. But anyway, all you need to do is just make sure you're lining it up. You can use your cutting board. Let me grab the regular one. Just use your lines to make sure that you're stitching. And get your stitching even with your line, and then it'll make it straight. Okay, so we'll get our stitching even with one of our lines right there. Once you've got a right angle established, then you can use the ones you've cut already to get it squared. All right. I prefer this stitched with whimsy one. I actually prefer to just use my scissors and follow the actual stitching. I'm not going to really be able to do it because I cut it so close there, but I think it looks a little better. The die actually impresses a little bit around the stitching, so if you just follow where the die is impressed, you're going to just follow that stitching around, and it looks pretty good. It's easy to do, and because it's imprecise, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it looks great. All right, so that is the Stitched with Whimsy. I just wanted to show that to you because I thought it was really cute. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our cover, and there's my flower. We're going to put that on there. We want a nice sentiment. Oh, Hydrangea, where did you go? You're missing again on me. I've got a big mess on my desk. When things get too messy, I don't think well. So we'll keep eyeballing this whole area until I find my stamp set. Where did you go? I didn't think I'd lost you, but I did. Where did you go? Oh, you fell on the floor. I guess that would explain it. All right, so we've got the world is better because of you. Isn't that cute? Love that. There's also To an Incredible Woman, if you were going to do like a Mother's Day gift with this and sending your cards. That would be nice. You Make Me Smile. I appreciate all the things you do. There's just so many sentiments on this that are so perfect. So we'll use Seaside Spray. And I'm going to look and see which one is the larger one. I need a good sized one here. So the world is a better place because of you. I think that would be really appropriate if you were giving cards. It's going to be going the wrong way. Let me see how that's going to work. I don't really want it going like that. I could do it like that. Could do it like that. Just don't want to. Put it like this. That. No. That's not going to work. We're going to go like this. So this one's not really fitting, and so we are not going to use it. So sad. Did like that sentiment. What else have we got? You Make Me Smile. We also have Friends Like You Mean More Every Year. Hugs, Prayers, Love. That's a good one. Let's see how, but this is Positive Thoughts. I've been using that quite a bit with this. This one has a wonderful frame too. Ooh, I could have used that. Let's check this frame out. Positive Thoughts. I know I've done Positive Thoughts already. Oh, it's pretty close, so let's not do it, but I'm tempted to. Oh, there's one right there, so you can see how it looks with the vine design. It's another one, though, that you can trim, and that's what I did with that. It actually does cut, so it's not just a stitching one. I've only got this out because I think Friends Like You will fit. No, it won't. It's also just slightly big. We're going to use it anyway. We're going to make that work. All right, so let's be creative if we need to. Now this is a rubber one, so it's harder to do that. Harder to be creative. Oh, we better use Blackberry Bliss, even though we've got... I'm going to have this matte on it, so I don't know about that. Let's do Seaside Spray, and then I'll think about whatever. I need to coordinate that color in, but I don't want to do it with the sentiment. So we'll figure it out. This does have those little scallops, and I'm going to use that to my advantage to try to get all the words on. I don't know that it's going to fit, but it might be close. It's pretty close. Friends Like You mean more every year. Ah, it barely made it. Barely. Whew, that was a close call. You haven't used your scissors in years? Hydrangea for you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you. Glad I'm not the only one. I always feel foolish when I say hydrangea because then I realize, oh, it's probably hydrangea. I think it's actually hydrangea. But maybe it is hydrangea. Maybe I'm wrong. Who cares? They're very beautiful anyway, whichever way. I've got some white ones out there that are now all brown, of course. But because we had that snow, I was glad I hadn't quite got to cutting them down yet because most of them are gone in my yard. I cut them down a month ago, but... I did leave some big brown, they were white, you know, they're all brown now, but I left them out there and they were so pretty this morning. If you go to my Tri-City Crow Garden page on Facebook, you will see my snow video. I was so excited I had to go do a little quick video outdoors to show everybody. We don't usually get that kind of nice fluffy white snow, so it was really gorgeous, and I did that, and I took some pictures, so you'll be seeing those in a newsletter at some point in time. All right, now, if you wanted to, instead of trying to mess with a magnet or anything, you could just use a ribbon. A nice ribbon here tied would help keep that shut and would look really lovely. Dimensionals would be fine there, but because it's already sticking up quite a bit, I think I'm gonna just glue this down, but then I'll use dimensionals on the hydrangea, excuse me. And you're on the fence about this set. Well, you know what, you can stay on the fence if you want to, because sometimes if you're on the fence about it, you know, there might be other people on I hate to say this. This isn't a very good sales thing to say, but if you're on the fence about it, others might be too, which means maybe it'll be on sale later after the catalog is, maybe if it comes back, it won't be, but then you'll have another whole year to decide, right? And if it's not coming back, it's possible that you might get it on sale later, but you won't get the dies. You'll either get the dies or the stamps. That's the problem. You can't really just wait for sales because sometimes you can get the stamps or the dies, but you can't get both. And with this set, if I had to have one or the other, I'd have the dies way before having the stamps. Because this paper is really pretty, and I like the sentiments, and I liked being able to color this. But as you saw, I still had to use my pen and color it a little bit, even when I just used the big blobby thing. So Yeah, get out those scissors. They come in handy sometimes. That's why I kind of liked this when I saw that it was a die that just had stitching and no cutting. Those are kind of fun to break out our old scissors. You probably still have them laying around out back in the cupboard or on your shelf, tucked away. All right, now this one has, I do like this little tiny one. We will take, this one I've sort of messed up anyway, so well, maybe I'll use this one because that one's messed up on the front and the back. So I'll find a clean spot here and we'll do our little for you. Where are you? There you are, little tiny for you. I have a little tiny block here somewhere. There you are. Here is where we'll bring in our messy rich raspberry. And then we can tie a cute little for you on the stem of that flower. Cut this over here really quick. Isn't that cute? But look at that, I still managed to, the ink got on my die somehow and transferred to, and my hands are just a mess. But I'm going to do this with a ribbon, and I'm going to assume that the ribbon is going to cover my mess. When I'm not doing it, I do keep myself cleaner when I'm not doing this on camera, believe me. I'm not quite as inept as I appear to be every time I do this. When I'm by myself and I'm just pittering around, I don't need to labor so much with gunk all over my hands. Now, a while ago, we had some twine called Nature's Twine. And was it Nature's Twine? Yeah, I think it was. This was 2 years ago. And Rich Raspberry was one of the colors. It was a very stiff twine, and I ended up with 2 batches. And so when so I'm still using it, obviously, but I got it because it had, oh, what was the color? I think it had a crumb cake in it, and you can take the strands apart, and then it softens it up. It's just super stiff. It's not like our regular baker's twine. But separated, it's usable. It's way too stiff otherwise, so I'm still working on it. And so since I separated it out, I really don't need the whole thing. We'll just put 2 back together again. The more I handle it, I'm afraid the more my ink will smear from my hand, because it's still... you saw me use the wipes, but man, these hands, they need like serious soap and water and scrubbing. I'm going to have to get the pumice stone out. Pumice stone, whatever it is. Get that cleaned off. All right, so now you can take your little tag, and you could just attach it on here with a, you don't even have to tie it. It'll be fine. I do think we need some dimensionals on that, though. Too cute. I am so happy to see our snow all melted away. I was so disappointed when I saw it coming down. Oh, Andy's not with us. Andy, she loves the snow. She's probably out there dancing in it right now. She's so funny. Although it's mostly melted in our yard. If I were a kid and trying to find the snow to make a snowman with, you're kind of out of luck now. Might be on the grass. We have only gardens, so I am happy to see the snow come for the garden. All right, so there is, let's see, we'll put it right here. Nice little card holder box. And then you can make a cute little card. All right, well, let's look here. Let's see if I can salvage this. I don't know if I can. Then I won't have to cut out another label. It's this edge that's really, I got right against the stitching on it. Yeah, I think I better just cut another one. I'll show you. Oh, I have one in here, right? Do I stamp on them? No, I stamped on all of them already. Okay, never mind. We'll just see if this will fit, and I'll cut this one so you can see it. Yes. Very good. So if you're not sure about Hydrangea Haven, however you choose to pronounce it, maybe you would prefer the Positive Thoughts set. This one has that nice stitching, cuts it out, and it also has this die, which is a nice edge piece, and a feather. The feather is pretty nice. I like it. I've been working on all of these sets together. Positive Thoughts, Floating and Fluttering, and Vine Design with that, and Hydrangea Haven. I keep saying Hydrangea Heaven because that's what it looks like to me. They're the perfect colors of hydrangeas. All right. See what we can do with it this time. Let's do this part first and see if I'm any better at getting the images to line up. Okay, let's see what we can see here. All right, let's see now. Oops. Yeah, now it's got to go like that. It should be, yeah, see, it's just larger. So it's going to just stick out. When I played with this before, I realized, don't overthink it. It's going to stick out no matter what you do. This one, let's do, not Gorgeous Grape. Where's our, oh, there it is. There's our Highland Heather. No, not Highland Heather. We want Purple Posy. Now, Purple Posy, I have this, but I'm not sure if they're selling, did they ever start selling Purple Posy? I think they never actually did start selling Purple Posy ink pads. So, because they could never get the inks to be exactly what they wanted them to be. I'm gonna do you like right there. Oh, I forgot my foam. Get the foam out. There we go. Whew. That's good. Good thing I got it, or it would have had a big blank spot there. And even now, you can see, it did separate a little. I don't use it very often because it's something that's not available, this Purple Posy. I actually kind of like that. If you're not too careful, too concerned about it, it's fine. But let's do the flower part with Highland Heather. Just the flower. Okay, so I'm just stamping the flower. I hope. I tried. Okay. I think I was going the wrong way when I did it, didn't I? Because I don't really want it doing it like that. There we go, like that. That's how I want it. Look at that, I got my leaf, but that's okay. You can just barely see that. It's kind of pretty. Let's do it again with another, with Seaside Spray. And maybe we'll do it with this too, but let's do Seaside Spray first because that's the weaker color. Okay, we'll try to just get that. There's a little divot sticking up and you can kind of see it where you're, now I want it to be off a little. I don't want it to go exactly in the same spot. Very good. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to do one more with razzleberry. Trying to be careful not to get my leaves with that razzleberry. Whew. All right. It's interesting. I'm sort of like maybe. We'll see. Not sure. Not sure on that one. All right, and then we'll want to do we'll just do the whole thing with Seaside Spray again because I want to get the leaves with that. There we go. And we'll do our sentiment. What will my favorite sentiment fit on this one? I think it will. So that's good. I know I have a smaller block handy somewhere, but we'll just do this. All right, now I rocked it. I wish I hadn't because I'm gonna have to be careful here. It's gonna be a big mess. I could put this here. Let's do it down here. Let's just be careful not to rock that stamp. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that cute? Now you've got room. You could do something up there if you wanted to, but that also left some room to do, you know, an embellishment or something too. So we'll leave that. Okay, now let me make sure my space isn't like totally gross. Man, that rich razzleberry, you are just problematic. You're so strong, such a strong color. All right, now we've got that. You could just use a matching for your cover, your book cover, you know, for the card. And I don't care for this side as well. Or we'll use a coordinating one. Let's find... Oh, this one is the coordinating one. That. Very pretty. Perfect. So we'll use this piece and we'll work it both directions. My space is dry now, so that's good. Let me get my cutting board up here. So we want fairly small card, right? So we're going with 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then we're going to cut this in half. Let's cut it with the scissors. Now I could use a die, There are some nice dies that cut angles, but I don't have them handy, so do I have them handy? I don't think I do. Have we got handy here? No, I don't. So they're away. Ooh, I see this guy. Let's get this brayer. Just something very dangerous just waiting to happen. All that ink. Oh my goodness. I'm going to move this away, far, far away from me. I'm already inky enough. I don't need more ink on me. All right, we'll use the scissors and we're going to go like that. Any curve will do. And grab some rich raspberry. Right there. And we'll do a little score line. What size are you? We'll do a score line. If our card, let's see. Now this is probably 4.5. I'll just score it at 4 1/4 and then we'll trim it to the length I need it to, or the width I need it to be, because I don't think that will fit in there. It's just barely too big, so we'll trim that. And we'll trim it a little bit more this way. And that'll get it nice and short, and then we'll trim this too if I need to. Just a little bit. Which side do we want to use? No, it's not too bad. All right. Just seeing, how do I want to do it? Do I want to do that? I don't think I really do. I think I just want to use this one. And I might need to add some of my raspberry right here. All right. Trim the edge just a little. This is just playing with your stuff. It's fun to do it, but you know, after you've bought something, sometimes it's hard for us to do this because, you know, you want to use your supplies sensibly. You don't want to just waste it by trying something out, not liking it, and then just throwing it away. But that's one of the things that you can do when you get this DSP. I actually really love, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll even if I've got some little extra scraps here and there, I'll figure out a way to use them because they're just colors that really called me. Love them, and the flowers. But if I have a DSP that I'm not fond of, when you're just playing around, sometimes that's the card stuff you want to use, is when you're just kind of playing around. Okay, that's going to look cute, don't you think? And then we'll put some little embellishments on there and we'll be all set, all done. Let's grab my dimensionals. Where did they go to? Oh, right here. Oop, I got an extra one there. We'll stick you there. All right. Yes, Freddie, I missed you. Where have you been? Where have you been? So, Freddie, do you say it hydrangea or hydrangea? We're talking about hydrangeas, and I never know which way you actually pronounce it. Okay, so we'll stick this right here, and my nail, my nails bend at the corners and break. It's just really tiresome. to have such weak nails. These aren't done very well because my granddaughter was here this last week, and I thought, well, it would be fun for us to do our nails together. She's 4, so I knew it wouldn't be, you know, something that would be very permanent on her, but I was surprised how short-lived it was. I gave her all the short little ends and got her nails all done. Then I finished mine because these are just wraps. And I looked at her nails like a half hour later. She'd already picked it all off. I thought, Eliza, what are you doing? And she said, yeah, she picked it all off. And I thought, well, I'm not going to send those with her mom anymore because I never did these with my daughter. So I had no idea how time-consuming it really is to do it with them. And then she just picks them all off again. So I'll send them to my daughter-in-law because she likes it and she has fun with it. But I'm probably not really helping anything in the daughter-in-law and mother-in-law department to be sending those wraps for my granddaughter because, wow, it took probably half hour to put them on her. She sat very patiently, although she was getting pretty tired of it. These are old Pretty Peacock rhinestones. I don't know if you have any left over. I saved mine. I got extras and saved them because I thought they were so pretty. So I'm going to go a little wild here with my rhinestones. All right, I found another purple lover, Freddie. So this hydrangea set's perfect for hydrangea. Okay, she's another hydrangea. Thank you for sharing, Freddie. Freddie, you won today. Did you know that? All right, so here's our little card box. Freddie and I did one similar to this because she's on our team and on one of our team meetings. It's a little different, Freddie, because we had little pockets on the side. This one just has this little box. So that's what we did, and then you get your little cards. You can stick those in there, and with envelopes, you'd probably get, oh, I don't know, you might get 6 of them in there. I don't know. We'll see. When I get it all completed, we'll see. My magnet needs to be stronger. Doesn't really work well. A little Velcro would probably be better. So anyway, that's our Hydrangea Haven stamp set, and that was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It was fun. My gloomy, cloudy day is nicer because you shared it with me, so thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'm going to go get my nails done here pretty quick and wash my hands. Aren't you proud of me? All right, I'll see you later. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye-bye.